Hello there, welcome to Bhanzu classes. I hope you are doing great and having an amazing learning. Now let me ask you a question that you need to think about, and the question is over here. So tell me, which of these is exactly opposite to the blackboard? And the options are also given to you over here. So which one do you think is opposite? Alright, you might have got the answer correct, but do you know what is the topic of the day by looking at this question? The topic of the day is map reading. We are going to learn how to read a map, how to actually analyze the map. And you've already done this in your previous grade, isn't it? So let's get started. First thing first, we are going to recall the spatial understanding. Remember what is that? So my dear, when we talk about spatial understanding, we talk about the word space. Isn't it? The spatial sounds very much similar to the word space. For instance, let's look at this railway track. Actually, is it meeting? No, right? It's not actually meeting. It just looks like it's meeting, but it's not. They are actually parallel. These tracks are parallel to each other. They never meet. If they meet, of course, the train is going to collapse, and nobody wants that, right? Similarly, when we talk about a map, for example, the map of the classroom. Here, of course, the classroom is not this small. Just because we cannot put all of the space of our classroom on the sheet of a paper, that's the reason we make the map in such a way, just to tell which thing is where. Okay, so let's get started and learn about map reading. So this is the actual capture of this area. But if we want to put all of this into a map, then how would we do that? We are going to do it like this. Okay, see, there is a lane. We have also created a lane. This is Rashtrapati Bhavan. And we have in our map also made one monument. Isn't it? And we called it Rashtrapati Bhavan. Because of course, we cannot make the entire sculpture over here. Right? So this is how our maps look like. So my dear, you need to tell the name of the roads that are between Rashtrapati Bhavan and India Gate. So suppose you're coming from Rashtrapati Bhavan to India Gate. So what roads will come in between? Yes, can you see the Vijay Marg, Chanpat Road, Rajpath Road? There are so many, isn't it? So all of these are your answers. And like that, you have to do this. Now, do you know this is a central hexagon, and why do we call it a central hexagon? Because this is in the center of New Delhi, where India Gate is there. And it is in the shape of a hexagon. Just like how hexagon has 6 sides, similar to that, it has 6 sides. That's why we call it central hexagon. And here we have India Gate. I hope you have visited this area. And if you have, you must have seen this hexagon. Okay, now let's move forward and answer the question that I asked you in the beginning. So which of these is exactly opposite to the blackboard? So where's the blackboard? The blackboard is over here, right? And if you go opposite to this, so opposite to this is the display board. So these two things are actually opposite to each other. So therefore, the answer to this question is display board. Alright, now let's practice a few more questions. So the very first question over here is, if you are walking on Rajpath, then after India Gate, on which side would Children's Park be? So where is Rajpath? This is the Rajpath road, okay? You are, suppose you're traveling on this road. So this is India Gate. Now, think about it. If you're coming down, imagine yourself to be at this point and you're coming towards the India Gate. So which is your left side? Which is your right side? Yes? So my dear, if you're coming down, then this is going to be your left and this is your right side. Would you agree? Imagine yourself to be at that point. You're looking forward to the India Gate. Suppose this is India Gate in front of you. Of course, this is your left, that will be your right side, isn't it? And on the right side of India Gate, you will see the Children's Park. But if you're coming from this side, from the down side, from where I am sitting, then my dear, this is your right, this will be your left. But this will only be the case if you're coming from this direction. Then you can say that, ma'am, Children's Park is actually on the left. But my dear, you are walking on the Rajpath road, okay? So if you are traveling from this side, then Children's Park is on the right side, okay? Awesome. Now, moving ahead to the next question. Which of these roads make the biggest angle between them? Thinking about angles? So tell me, what is an angle? Suppose I'm sitting like this. So of course there is an angle between my hand and my chin, isn't it? Suppose I do my hand like this, then there is an angle between my forearm and my shoulder, isn't it? So there are angles between every two things. For example, here, between my two palms, there is an angle made. So there are two roads. Let's talk about Mansingh Road and Shah Jahan Road. So see, there is an angle over here, right? There is an angle here. And if you observe carefully, there is an angle here. So which angle is more? Is this more or is this more? Of course, see, this angle is a little more, right? The space between them is more. And the space between this is very less. So which space is more between the two roads? Yes, it is obviously these two roads, right? So therefore the answer to this question is Ashoka Road and Mansingh Road. This is the angle. It is already made in the question. You just need to spot out the greater one. That's it. Now, moving ahead to the third question. Third question is, which of the above pair of roads cut at right angles? Okay, can you see this is not a right angle? Because what is a right angle? Right angle is exactly half of the straight angle. Suppose this is a straight angle. Okay, now if we cut half of it, then this is the right angle, which is 90 degree. So my dear, 90 degrees is the right angle. And if you're forgetting this, then you can watch out that angle video once again. So, which road is that? Did you see? Yes, it's Janpath and the Rajpath road. That is the C option is the answer for the third part of the question. Alright, amazing. I literally enjoyed it. Now let's summarize whatever we have learned in this class. So we have learned how to read the map, how to analyze the map. Of course, map is a little smaller because everything cannot fit in on this, right? We cannot put all the area, all the space inside this. But we can mark the locations very beautifully. Just like how we see the Google map. And this is the actual footage of that area. Alright, now you also have to practice a few questions. Why don't you make a map of your house? That would be really very exciting, isn't it? Now I'm going to see you in the next session with some more interesting things. Till then, bye-bye. Take care.